Hello, my I'm going to read you a story for Save with Stories Malaysia. The story I'm going to read for you today is Action. Hello, my name is Tok Mama or Auntie Fatty. I'm going to read you a story for Save with Stories Malaysia. The story I'm going to read for you today is Why? By Lindsay Camp and Tony Ross. There was one thing Lily did that drove her dad mad. Actually, it wasn't a thing she did, it was a thing she said. Why? She said it all the time. She said it first thing in the morning. It's time you were dressed. Why? She said it at breakfast time. Your egg needs one more minute. Why? She said it when they went shopping. Mustn't forget to buy some more bean bags. Why? Once upon a time, there was a, she said it when her dad read her a story, friendly crocodile. Why? Time for bed, Lily. Why? And of course, she said it at bedtime. Don't sit down there, Lily. Why? Usually, Lily's dad. Because you'll get your trousers wet. Why? Did his best to explain. Because the grass is soaking wet. Why? Because it rained all night last night. Why? Because there were lots of big black clouds full of tiny drops of water. Why? Because, well, there just were, Lily. There just were. I wish you wouldn't always say why, Lily. Why? Because it drives me mad. Why? But sometimes, when he was a bit too tired or too busy, he'd just get cross. It just does, Lily. It just does. Then, one Friday, something rather unusual happened. Lily was playing in the sandpit in the park. Just a few minutes more, Lily. Why? Because it's nearly lunchtime. Why? Because. Good heavens! Oh. Suddenly, Lily's dad stopped and looked upwards. So did Lily, and so did everybody else in the park. Lily was too astonished to say anything. After all, she had never seen a gigantic Thargon spaceship before. Good grief. The Thargon spaceship came lower, and then it landed in the park, right next to the sandpit. Everybody stood and stared. The doors of the spaceship slid open, and out squelched several Thargons. They didn't look very friendly. the most important Thargon oozed forward. Tremble, Earthlings, we have come to destroy your planet. Everyone started to tremble. Everyone, except Lily, that is. Why? Why? Because that is our mission, of course. Why? Because destroying puny planets brings glory to the mighty Thargon Empire. Why? Because our great leader, the Imperial Tharg, says so. Why? Because he just does, small female Earthling. He just does. The chief Thargon turned to his friends. He looked thoughtful. Lily and her dad and all the other people watched as they talked together in Thargish for quite a long time. Then the chief Thargon slithered forward again and spoke to Lily. Your questions show disrespect to our great leader. However, we realize destroying planets hasn't done us much good. It just makes everybody hate us. We're going home to Tharg to think it over. Lily was just about to say something, but her dad put his hand over her mouth. Bye. Have a great day. Sorry to have troubled you. Just in time. That night, at bedtime, when he'd finished reading her a story, Lily's dad gave her an extra big hug. And then he promised he'd never get cross with her again, no matter how often she asked him why. I was very proud of you in the park today. Why? I just was, Lily. I just was. The end. Hello, is Tok Mama.
Hi everyone, it's me. I'm Shireen Mong here. Here I would like to share with you all. I'm supporting this campaign. Actually, this is a fundraising campaign whereby it's called Save with Stories and Why. So this is actually a fundraising campaign in order to help out the special needs children and also the underprivileged children as well, in terms to provide them with some learning essentials, as well as also during this crisis also they would able to have some things that they would need at this time. So let me share with you one of these interesting stories which I and my boys would love to also talk about this. And the title of the story is actually called Frog on the Log. It's actually written by Leyland Perry as well as illustrated by Joel Dredemy. Let's start. Here we go. Down in the woods where the river runs through, by a creaky old hut and a leaky canoe, stood a marvelous mountain of mossy old logs, which happened to house a small family frogs. Now those frogs like to bathe in the stream in the sun and roll on the moss, which is good froggy fun. Till one day the river rose up and the logs were washed down the river along with the frogs. There you can see there's a family of the frogs. It's very cute. Okay. Now frogs are good swimmers, I'm happy to say. So safely they watched their homes drifting away as they sat in a row on the bank, except one who drifted along on his log in the sun. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. An hour passed by when the frog saw a dog as he drifted along in the sun on his log. It stood on the bank quietly having a drink in the shade of a tree, and it made the frog think. Kind dog, I appear to need some assistance. I have drifted downstream a considerable distance. The bank by the hut is the place that I yearn. To my friends and my family, I would gladly return. Small frog, said the dog, I would carry you gladly, but wood tends to splinter my mouth rather badly. So ride on my back if you like, said the dog. But you have to abandon your mossy old log. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. Another hour passed as he drifted along, alone on his log in the heat of the sun, which he happened to spy in a nearby bog, the snout and two eyes of a mud-loving hog. So this is a hog. Dear hog, I appear to need some assistance. I have drifted downstream a considerable distance. The bank by the hut is the place that I yearn. To my friends and my family, I would gladly return. Small frog, I've been bathing in marvelous muck. You could cling to my snout, but your log's out of luck. I'm afraid it will simply slip off, sniffed the hog. So you have to abandon your mossy old log. I will not abandon my home, said the frog, and he drifted along in the sun on his log. The sun now was sizzling high in the sky, and it beat down upon the frog drifting by. Lay down on his log as the river's end loomed, at sharp jagged rocks and certain frog doom. I wish I would accept the help of the dog, or hop on the snout of the mud-loving hog. He thought when he saw at the base of those rocks the splintered remains of some mossy old logs. But what was that bobbing along in the foam? A log that was moving away from the stone. There was no time to think, and the little frog knew it. He took a deep breath. Then he hopped right onto it. How sad that I had to abandon my home, said the stubborn old frog as it smashed on the stone. Then looking about him, he saw with surprise his new mossy log came complete with 2 eyes. "Well, what have we here?" said the stunned crocodile, and he grinned at the frog with a wide, toothy smile. "A log-hopping froggy, and I have a hunch he hasn't dropped by for a spot of light lunch." The frog gave a gulp. This is worse than I feared," thought the frog on the croc, and he shed a small tear. "I'm done for. I've had it. Finito. Kaput. I'll never again see the bank by the hut." Now, said the croc, "stop crying this instant. I too have been swept a considerable distance, from way past the hut and the leaky canoe. I'm heading on back now. Are you coming too?" So upstream they traveled, the croc and the frog, and they waved as they passed by the mud-loving hog and the dog on the bank in the shade of the tree, to arrive at the place where the log used to be. "Thank you so kindly for taking me home," said the frog on the croc, now no longer alone. And he hopped from the back of the croc to the bank. The croc waved goodbye. Then his croaky heart sank. "Nice frog, I appear to need some assistance. You see, I lead rather a lonely existence. My home way upriver was washed away too. So if it's okay, can I stay here with you?" And that's how we will leave them, the greatest of friends. There's no better place for this story to end. A family of frogs and a crocodile too, in a croaky old hut and a crooky canoe. The end. So I hope that
Hi there, I'm Azura Zainal, and I'm super excited to be reading you a story today. And this is in conjunction with Save with Stories Malaysia. Okay, you can read the caption below to find out more about it. But today I will be reading about dinosaurs. Do you like dinosaurs? Great, because my son who's turning 3 is a huge fan of dinosaurs. He's got dinosaurs everywhere. In fact, see, he's got these really cute dinosaurs here, and they talk to each other. Let me show you.
I'm a quadruped. I walk on 4 legs. I'm a triceratops. I'm a brachiosaurus.
Cool, right? Anyway, let's not waste any more time and let's begin our read. This book is written by Paul Bright and Michael Terry, and it's called Crunchy Munch Dinosaur Lunch. Okay, here goes. Hi there, I'm Azura Zainal, and I'm super excited to be reading you a story today. And this is in conjunction with Save with Stories Malaysia. Okay, you can read the caption below to find out more about it. But today I will be reading about dinosaurs. Do you like dinosaurs? Great, because my son who's turning 3 is a huge fan of dinosaurs. He's got dinosaurs everywhere. In fact, see, he's got these really cute dinosaurs here, and they talk to each other. Let me show you.
I'm a quadruped. I walk on 4 legs. I'm a triceratops. I'm a brachiosaurus.
Cool, right? Anyway, let's not waste any more time and let's begin our read. This book is written by Paul Bright and Michael Terry, and it's called Crunchy Munch Dinosaur Lunch. Okay, here goes. You like dinosaurs, right? Great. Okay. Ty was big and Ty was mean. He had a big, big mouth with big, big jaws and big, big teeth and big, big claws. Yeah, that's me, said Tyrannosaurus. His roar echoed around the swamp so that the other dinosaurs trembled in their tummies. Roar! Terry was small and Terry was sweet. She had a tiny, tiny mouth with tiny, tiny jaws and tiny, tiny teeth and tiny, tiny claws. And she loved her big brother more than any Tyrannosaurus has ever been loved. Labu, Tyrannosaurus, gurgled Terry. Stay in your nest, pest, said Ty. I've got hunting to do. Ty stomped through the swamp. The ground splashed and quaked and quivered, and the dinosaurs heard and shook and shivered. I'm hungry, roared Ty. I'm biggest, I'm baddest, I'm ready to eat. I need some fresh Stegosaurus meat. He opened his big, big mouth and Hagu, Tyrannosaurus, burbled Terry, wrapping her arms around his huge leg. Look at that. She's hugging her big brother. Ty sighed as he saw his Stegosaurus breakfast paddle off through the swamp, sniggering. Did you hear that? Yep. Tank just fell asleep. Not because of my reading, but because nobody's playing with him. That's why. So good night, Tank. Okay, let's continue. You shouldn't be here, Squirt, he hissed. Get back to your drooling. Now stay away. And off he stomped, snorting. Ty searched in the swamp. The dinosaurs ran and hid. They peered through the reeds and peeked from behind rocks. But it's not easy to hide when you're a dinosaur. I'm starving, roared Ty. I'm biggest, I'm baddest, I'm ready for lunch. I need Triceratops bones to crunch. He bared his big, big teeth and... Kissu, Tyrannosaurus, slobbered Terry, planting a wet, sloppy kiss on his huge cheek. Ty moaned as he saw his Triceratops lunch plodding through the trees, laughing. You crawling, bawling bug, he growled. Get back to your slurping and burping. Now leave me alone. And off he stormed, snarling. Ty crept through the swamp, quiet as quiet. The other dinosaurs stayed still as still. And even the leaves stopped rustling. But a dinosaur can't stay still for long. Ty heard a movement in the trees and saw a long, long neck. Ta-da! I am ravenous, roared Ty. I'm biggest, I'm baddest, I'm ready for tea. Diplodocus steak looks tasty to me. He roared a big, big roar and... Can you guess what happens? Cuddaloo! Tyrannosaurus cooed Terry. Ty groaned as his Diplodocus tea waddled into the reed bed, chuckling. You spoiling, sniffling, dribbling, burbling, gurgling pest, he bellowed. I've had nothing to eat all day because of you. Grrr! I'm going home. Ty stomped off through the swamp, then pounded across the plain in a great tempo. Terry watched him getting further and further away. Then she sat down in a heap and howled. Thud, thud, thud. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Tyrannosaurus? Squeaked Terry. But it wasn't. It was Spinosaurus. Terry screamed. Spinosaurus was huge, bigger even than her big brother Ty. He had a huge, huge mouth with huge, huge teeth, and his mouth was opening wider and wider. See, this is a Spinosaurus. Don't you touch my baby sister! Ty roared and raged. He charged and chased, and Spinosaurus turned and ran as fast as his lumbering legs could go. Then Ty reached down and scooped up Terry in his big brotherly arms. He hugged his favorite, very annoying pest of a sister more tightly than any Tyrannosaurus has ever been hugged. Labu Tyrannosaurus, gurgled Terry. Labu too, Terry Tyrannosaurus, said Ty with a big, big smile. Now let's go get some dinner. The end. There you go. Hope you like the book and you hope you like the story. Again, I hope you're staying safe at home. Eat your vegetables. And of course, keep reading, okay? I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Hi everyone! Today I'll be sharing a very special story with all of you titled The Hare and the Tortoise. This is a story I love sharing with young children because it does teach us a very important life lesson. Reading the story would be in conjunction with Save with Stories MY, and I am extremely grateful to be a part of this because I work with refugee children myself, and so I understand the struggles special and underprivileged children go through, such as being deprived of food, learning programs, and access to proper education. So without further ado, I'm going to start reading the story. Once, in a forest, there lived a hare who was very proud of his feet. This is your handsome young hare. One day, he met a tortoise, walking very slowly. The vain hare made fun of the slow tortoise. That is your little cute tortoise over there. The tortoise said, I may have small feet, but I can still beat you in a race. The hare laughed, and the hare thought to himself, I can beat him within seconds. So he quickly accepted the challenge. The next day, the elephant started the race by shouting, Ready, set, go. As usual, the hare ran very fast and the tortoise walked slowly. After a while, the hare looked back and the tortoise was miles behind. So the hare thought to himself, Let me just take a nap and I can easily win the race. So he sat under a tree and he fell asleep. That's your little hare who fell asleep. The tortoise steadily walked on and past the sleeping hare. When the hare woke up, he looked around. The tortoise was nowhere to be seen. And so he ran as fast as he could to the finish line. Tortoise had already crossed the finish line and had won the race. That is the tortoise who won the race. So the moral of the story is that slow and steady will always win the race. I hope all of you enjoyed the story, and if you're able to donate, please donate to Save with Stories MY. I will share the link in my bio, and thank you for watching. Bye. Hi everyone.